Joining me now from California, Senator Barbara Boxer, chairman of the Senate Ethics Committee and the Senate Committee on Environment and Public Works. Thank you very much for joining me tonight, Senator.
Thank you so much, Lawrence.
Senator, let's go to the vote on the Senate floor, first of all, today. You got a jobs bill to the floor, which is hard for some people, I think, to believe when there's all this talk about scandal and all the other distractions that the government is facing, as well as the duties you have as an Ethics Committee chair. But you did get a jobs bill to the Senate floor. What happened?
Well, this would interest you, Lawrence. I've been around here a while. I think people know I served in the House for 10 years. Now I'm in my 4th term in the United States Senate. And I've never seen a situation like this where everyone says they're for jobs, and yet the Republicans are killing every jobs bill that they can that we're bringing to the Senate. They really, in my view, started when they took very little action on the FAA bill, the Federal Aviation Administration. They say now they're working on it, but I'm a conferee, and as you know, the conference is key. We haven't had one meeting of that. That's 260,000 jobs. Then we had this small business bill Senator Landrieu brought to the floor with bipartisan support from her committee. It's been in place. I think Warren Rudman wrote that particular program. They filibustered that to death. Then I come forward. The leader said to me, Leader Reid, do you have a bill that came out with good support from Republicans? I said, I have a great bill, the EDA, the Economic Development Administration. It'll be 1 million jobs over 5 years. For every dollar of federal spending, it attracts $7. Let's go. We go down to the floor, and all of a sudden there's 100 amendments on the prairie chicken, on ethanol, you name it. Bottom line, they killed it today. And it's really, I've never seen anything quite like it. And you have to ask yourselves why. Either they don't care about jobs, or they care more about politics and want to bring the Democrats down by saying, well, they can't get a bill through the Senate floor. I leave it up to you. You're the one who's going to comment on this.
Senator, do you think that Republicans have the feeling that with all the Anthony Weiner talk and all the distracting talk that has nothing to do with actually governing, that they can cast votes like this and they really won't be noticed, that you won't be able to exploit these politically?
That's a really good point. But, you know, I think we're going to make sure people understand it. I've started with a series of speeches about this, and the leader is going to go forward with this. We're going to have a jobs agenda, and, you know, maybe the folks missed the first, second, and third, you know, issue that came to the floor on this, but once we've done 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 jobs bills, I'm working on the highway bill, and Lawrence, you remember that because you were here, you worked on many of those bills. The Finance Committee works along with the Committee on Environment and Public Works. We get a highway bill. We put people to work, construction workers, 2 million of them unemployed. We're ready to go. And, you know, people are going to see what's happening here. They've got to wake up. And I know there's lots of other things to talk about. There will be scandals on this side of the aisle and that side of the aisle. At the end of the day, to me, the biggest scandal is not doing something about jobs. And yes, this deficit, which the Democrats know how to take care of that. We did it with Bill Clinton. We were the only party in the last 43 years to balance the budget, create a surplus, 23 million jobs, $1 trillion if we end the war, both wars, Iraq and Afghanistan, over the next 10 years. $1 trillion if we don't do tax breaks to millionaires. $1 trillion if we go after tax evaders. That's $3 trillion. You didn't have to cut Medicare. You can still invest in education. Lawrence, we can do this, but we have to be on the level with one another. We have to work together.